Okay, so part 3. This is kind of exciting doing the different parts. So, let's see, I was talking about the classes and the therapists were okay. Oh, we did have a once a week class called psychodrama. That was pretty intense. I never got to participate as the psychodrama was about me, but I did participate in other ways. So what a psychodrama is the therapist, I'm sure the therapist got together and talked about who they wanted to pick on for that week. So we would all get in the auditorium and again, I guess before I talk about this, I just want to say it was intense and there were a lot of tears, but it was also deeply healing, and I'm so glad I got to participate in it and see it, and I wish that I had gotten to, you know, be or have the psychodrama about me, but I think that everything happens for a reason, and maybe I wasn't strong enough at that time. So I hope to have one someday. Anyway, so it would start with the therapist kind of feeling us out, seeing how we were all doing. And then he would say, he'd have us all stand up and kind of shake it out. And then he'd say, okay, everybody sit down except for Susie. And Susie's not someone that was really there. That's a fake person, to protect people's privacy. So Susie would stand there with that, oh shit, it's me and I'm scared now. I'm not going to talk about any one specific story, just kind of an example of the types of things that were talked about. So say if Susie had an abusive mom and a dad that wasn't around, and say 3 sisters. So the therapist would say, okay, who do you want to play your dad? Who do you want to play your mom? Who do you want to play your sister? And so we would stand up and, you know, Susie would choose. We would stand up and play that part for her. And so say if I were playing Susie's mom, the therapist would say to me, or say to Susie, you know, what are some things your mom would say? So if she said, you know, you're a terrible person, or you're so ugly, or you get the idea. So then it would be up to me, that person that was playing that part, to take on that role and work it out. So say if I were playing the mom, I would have to confront Susie and talk to her as if I thought, you know, playing that role of how her mom probably talked to her. And then, you know, Susie would, you know, take her right back there. And so that was hard to see my friend go through that and then still be, you know, my reaction is to help that person. But in that role, I needed to play that, that abuser. So, but what it did, and the whole purpose of the psychodrama was that gave Susie an opportunity to confront me as the abuser and say, you're not going to do that to me anymore. You have no control over me. And so it got worked out. I know it sounds intense, but it really did get worked out, and it really brought up a lot of emotions for everybody, even people that weren't participating but were just watching. It was really intense. And so I think that is a very valuable part of treatment. Treatment is not easy. So that's what I want to get across, is it's hard, and I think you have to be in the right mindset to do it. I'm so thankful I was in the right mindset. It wasn't anybody else's choice to go but mine. It was my idea to go, and I'm really glad I did. So, trying to think if there's anything else I should add. We got to watch movies on Saturday nights, and other than that, there was no TV. There was no computer access. We didn't have our cell phones. They were taken away. There was a bookstore that we could buy recovery-focused books at, and you could buy some toiletries and then cards and postcards to mail to family. Our family members could mail us cards and letters. And one thing I want to say, if you have a friend or a family member that is in a treatment center, please write them. I mean, I was so lonely and just yearning for anything, any sort of word from my family. One girl actually had her sister mail, little letters of kind of gossip updates of Jennifer Lopez and Mark Anthony broke up, and just little gossip things. And yes, they're silly, but when you have no access to anything in the real world, it was kind of nice to hear about it. We would oftentimes try and beg the nurses to please tell us what's going on in the real world, what's happening out there, and they wouldn't tell us because they didn't want to trigger us or cause stress, and they want us to focus on our treatment and ourselves and our recovery. So when it was time to leave the inpatient treatment center, they felt that I could step down into the intensive outpatient program, which was exciting but nervous too. So we had what was called the rock ceremony. And what that is you get to choose a friend to pick a little rock out of a bag, and the rock has a saying on it. So I don't know what the saying says yet. So that person looks at it, and says, "Oh, this is perfect for you." And then they'll say, "For Jenny, I wish hope and happiness and a lifetime full of love," and they'll hold it in their hand, and then they'll pass it along. So the whole group does that, and in the end they give it to me, and then I get to open it up and see what it says. So when I left the inpatient facility, and I wish I had it to show you, it's in my bedroom, but my rock said grow, and I thought that was great, and I learned a lot, and I did grow, and I'm continuing to grow. So then I moved to Rosewood, Capri. So I guess in part 4, I will talk more about that. So bye for now.